Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what do, how we live. And as we are in the year 2025, there have been some websites that have been doing the all-quarter century teams for specific sports. The Athletic did a lot of MLB ones. Some team-based websites may have done the best their team's all-quarter team, regardless of what sport. But yesterday, ESPN posted their NFL all-quarter century team, best 53-man roster included with coaches. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but one thing really surprised me on here, and it's a guy who did not make the team. Instead, he actually made the taxi squad, so basically the practice squad. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Aaron Schatz, Seth Walder wrote it. You could definitely check it out. It's on ESPN. But we go to the running backs. So there are 3 running backs listed. Priest Holmes, mentions his one-time Super Bowl champion. Yes, that was with the Ravens, and he wasn't the starting running back then. It was Jamal Lewis. But anyhow, Priest Holmes, Christian McCaffrey, and Derrick Henry. Now, I do think Henry should be on. The other two, not so much. Practice squad, LaDainian Tomlinson, a first ballot Hall of Fame guy at a position that's kind of been devalued of late. But the voters thought so highly of him that he made it on the first ballot. But for him to not be on this team is kind of crazy to me. I mean, his whole career came in that quarter century. So if we take a look, he played from 2001 to 2011, first 9 seasons with the Chargers, last 2 with the Jets. So totals of 13,684 rushing yards, 145 rushing touchdowns, 624 receptions, 4,772 receiving yards, 17 receiving touchdowns. An incredible career. Was the MVP in 2006, 3-time first-team All-Pro, also won Offensive Player of the Year in 2006, ran for over 1,000 yards each of his first 8 seasons in the NFL, twice led the league in rushing yards, 3 times in rushing touchdowns, including an NFL record 28 rushing touchdowns in 2006, had double-digit rushing touchdowns every season he was with the Chargers. Had 100 catches in 2003. I could go on. 18,456 yards from scrimmage. And this is a guy they didn't put on the all-quarter century team. It's kind of bonkers to me that they wouldn't do so. Doesn't make makes little sense. Especially, Priest Holmes had a dominant 3-year stretch. Key number 3. 2001 to 2003. His first 3 seasons with the Chiefs was phenomenal. First team All-Pro each year. Offensive Player of the Year in 2002. 48 combined rushing touchdowns in 2002-2003. But you're going to take those 3 years against LaDainian Tomlinson's complete body of work. So from 2000 on, didn't play in 2006, Holmes, and his last season was 2007. So he had 6,658 rushing yards, 78 rushing touchdowns, 2,598 receiving yards, 7 receiving touchdowns. So essentially had about exactly half the yards from scrimmage in the quarter century that LaDainian Tomlinson had. And Christian McCaffrey, whose career is still going, 8 years, but so injury plagued. First 3 years stayed healthy, but 2020, 2021, 2024, those 3 seasons played a total of just 14 games in his career, 6,387 rushing yards, 52 rushing touchdowns, 524 receptions, 4,446 receiving yards, 29 receiving touchdowns. I mean, twice a first-team All-Pro, Offensive Player of the Year in 2023. But what are your thoughts? Do you think it's kind of crazy, like I do, to not have LaDainian Tomlinson on here. I mean, Priest Holmes not in the Hall of Fame. And if you want to say that Stretch at his peak was one of the best, okay, fine. But this isn't the best season. The list wasn't meant to be the best seasons of the quarter century. I mean, Sean Alexander would have to get some love if that was the case. It was the best players of the quarter century, and to throw LaDainian Tomlinson on a taxi squad seems kind of crazy. Again, you could go through the whole list on ESPN. The other thing that was a little interesting to me, or surprising, that Von Miller's name wasn't even mentioned, not even on the taxi squad. Awesome career, Super Bowl MVP, and boatload of sacks. But anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.